understand everything, whatever we are going to focus on. All right. So let's do understand here. So if you're going for a job, the most important thing is that how you're the battlefield experience, what type of skill set you have, how you're going to use the tools, what type of the tools are going to be get involved, right? How you're going to understand the critical assets, what type of data security applications, what are the data security uh, servers, like how we going to provide those all together into the enterprise network. We're going to discuss that in detail. So for that, we need to be have a complete tool solution as well as the concept on these process, what is going to help. So these are the some of the tools like which we are going to cover with this, like Jira, Splunk, Azure Sentinel, Virus Total, IBM QRadar, Wireshark, Kali Linux. So we have the complete package where you're going to be get do the practical on this tool. You're going to do hands-on experience on this tool where I'm going to get the complete solution how we can secure any organization's assets. Just working with the tool, also getting a knowledge why this tool use, what is the purpose of this, what type of information we're going to gather, and how these informations are going to help us. So we're going to discuss that in detail coming with that. So this is the complete process where you're going to discuss about the SOC operations procedures and tools. What are the procedures? What are the tools are there? Hands-on practice with the real-time SOC environment, which we are going to do it. We're going to detect the real threats and we're going to analyze that. We're going to gain the industry insight, real solving problems, preparing you for a job interview, as well as taking you to be become as a SOC analyst specialist if you start your career. So these are the steps which we have designed step by step from scratch to advanced, which we're going to discuss on. Now there are many things are there. There are the different roles are there. As like if you have been going as a stock analyst, we have the support level 1, level 2, level 3, and also we can be there as a stock manager, dealing with the client, understanding about the budget, what type of budget can be there, like how we can involve the security, what are the risk management can be done, how the asset security can be get designed, what are the criticality levels of the different assets, how those severities can be get investigated. So how those alerts comes, what are the investigation process are there? All together, we're going to discuss that in detail about these processes. So I'll take you straight away, right? When I talk about it, like when we are starting a career as a cybersecurity specialist, what is cybersecurity? Let's do understand. The cybersecurity or the information security are the technology of protecting any IT asset. That can be a computer, that can be a network, that can be a server, that can be an application, that can be a program, that can be a database. It can be anything. We are protecting from unauthorized access or attacks that aim for the exploitation. If any type of attack happens, like how are we going to detect that? How are we going to block those users to get an access to services? What type of the mitigation steps are there? How are we going to find out the root cause of these attacks? From where is initiated? Why is it getting access to it? So as a security specialist, if we have been working, this is very important to know that what are the type of assets we're going to protect and what are the possible type of attacks may happen on these assets. So there are the several team are there. There are the several people are there been working on these assets, and we as a security specialists are going to protect them. So if I'll say that there are multiple roles are there, but we're going to focus as a SOC analyst, the security operations center. Now, when I say about the SOC analyst or the security operations center, what exactly they're going to do? So the SOC analysts are going to monitor the entire asset by using some tool that is called as a SIM tool, the Security Information Event Management. We monitor for alerts coming from the different IT assets. So once the alert comes, we get into the, we start doing the analyzing all those alerts. We're going to find out, from where these alerts are cut. What is the reason from where this is happening? So there is a process called as the investigation. So we do the investigations. We decide that if it is a legitimate or the bad. So it depends upon it, right? If it is a legitimate, we can ignore that. But if it is a bad, we're going to take an action. So bad can be reported by anywhere. It can be an internal threat. It can be external threat. So what does it mean by the threat? Threat can be considered as a risk to the organization asset. That can be happen from inside, it can be happens from outside. So it can be internal threat, it can be the external threat. So we as a security specialist, we're going to focus on this, we're going to differentiate these, and we're going to take an action. If it is an incoming attack, it is happens from internal team, and we as a security specialist going to help the team to stop doing these bad activities, which can be cause any type of the risk to the assets. So let me show you something about it. Like when I'm saying that the SOC team and like what are the assets and how does it work, what are like the informations are there. Let's understand. So what is SOC? SOC is nothing but the Security Operations Center. So the person who work under the SOC is called as a SOC analyst or the security expert. So the SOC team monitor for the sign of cyber attack. So that might be happens from the multiple sources, so, such as an can be considered as unusual login attempts, or it can be a strange pattern in the network, or it can be anything seem out of the ordinary in the organization's assets. So once we spot this potential threat, we jump into the action, we investigate, and we stop bad guys during these times. Like what type of attack is there, from where it is happening, what is going to be cause harm. So we as a security specialist, we're going to find out what type of activities is happening. If anything suspicious, we're going to take an action. Now comes these activities can be happen on any IT assets. So as I said you, the IT assets, what are those IT assets can be there? So let's have a look on this. As I said you that any organizations, if I talk about this, either if I talk about the Microsoft, either we talk about the Google, either if we talk about like the IBM, Infosys, Wipro, and so on. They're the different mid-level enterprise, it can be high-end enterprise. They have these IT assets. 90% of organizations have the same asset list, if you'll see that. The first thing is called as an endpoint, right? What do you mean by the endpoint? Endpoints are nothing but it can be considered as workstations that can be like laptop, desktop. It can be the Windows based. It can be like Mac based. We have the different mobile devices. We have different IoT devices. This all been considered as the endpoint. So this is one of the assets which can be considered as a more critical asset, because there might be a 5,000 employees are working. So they have the 5,000 workstations, and there might be a several type of activities may happen on these assets that may lead to be a cybersecurity threat. So we are the security experts. We have to focus on these threat management. We have to see like from where it's happening, what exactly it can be there, what is going to be cause and harm to the organization's assets. So this is how the endpoint. So endpoint can be an entry to the malicious actors, or it can be the any type of malware. It can be a phishing attack. It can be a user may go to the malicious website and can download something which can get exploited. So this is how where we need to protect an endpoint. The endpoint security is very important. Then all the assets which can be there on the network, right? So the network security is very important. So there are the several network devices can be there. It can be like a router, switches. It can be like a firewall, load balancers. So it depends upon depends upon the network design, network architecture. So there are the several different assets can be there on the network. So we as a security expert, we're going to list out these asset lists. We're going to see what are the network segmentations are there, what are the network security devices need to be getting added. There's the most common word called as in firewalls, right? So what are exactly the firewalls? Is the network security devices which can filter the traffic. Either it can be the incoming traffic, outgoing traffic, what type of access controls can be getting added. It can relate it to the applications, that can relate it to the protocols, that can relate it to the port numbers, that can be related to the IP addresses. What type of IP address can be into the allow list, can be into the block list. We can see FTP, SSH, Telnet. We have the different services like SNMP, SMTP, HTTP, HTTPS. So what type of traffic is coming over the network? So we're going to focus on those areas here. That's we call as the network devices here. So there are the several network devices can be there. Servers, again, it's very important. There can be a physical server, there can be a virtual server, there can be a cloud server that can consider as AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. So these are the server list we have. We have a different type of applications. That is, in-house applications, we can see the third-party applications, we can see the web applications. So this is the asset for the organization. If I ask you one simple question, guys, do you know anyone about the Mark Zuckerberg? Who's this Mark Zuckerberg? I'm sure like everybody know about that, but I want to see that. How many of you can put in the chat quickly? If you know something about the Mark Zuckerberg, who's this guy? Can you put it in the chat if you know that? Anyone? Nasser, Suleiman, Anisant, Anam. Do you know about Mark Zuckerberg? Who's this guy? Can feel free to put in the chat. Yes. Okay, no problem. Mark Zuckerberg. Have you heard about things? No worries. Have you ever heard about the like we know like the meta world, we know the Facebook, right? Yes and no. So now what I want you to ask you, right? How we got to know about the Mark Zuckerberg? Because of the Facebook, right? So the Facebook is an application which is created by Mark Zuckerberg, like by their partners and so on. But what I want you to understand, the focus is that about the application. So how it makes money based on application. So he's created an application, the user friendly, that is the worldwide is like common for everyone, and we connect it through the Facebook. As we can see that he's make money with this. So that is will be considered as an asset. The application is an asset for them. We have Amazon. Amazon is an application which makes them as an asset. Uber, if I talk about it, like it's connect with the passenger to the drivers and like make journey like travel journey is very easy for us. So that's how the applications make that. So how they make the money based on the application. So applications can be considered that as an asset. Application is a business asset where the people are going to make money. So we need to understand what type of informations are there in that application, how the data get exchanged in that application, what type of information passes. That's the most important area when we talk about the application. So application is very important. While we talk about it, we're going to see that how those applications work, what type of information comes, like so application security is again very important part when we are going to see that. So there are the different type of database, there are the different type of the cloud services, we have the different type of the regularities compliance. If I talk about this is called as a data protection law. If we can see that, it can be like as you know about HIPAA, we have the GDPR, we have the PCI DSS, we call as the payment card industry data security standard. So we ensure all the compliance with the data protection law here. So this is how the asset lists are there. So these asset lists have to be defined based on the criticality level, which have the more values, which have the less values, if any incident happens. All right. Now, what do you mean by the incident, by the way? Have you ever heard about anything about the incident? What do you mean by the incident? Any one of you, please? Even you can unmute your call and can answer me if it is all okay. What do you mean by the incident? Have you ever heard about the incident anytime? All right. So incident, no worries, I'll tell you. Incident is nothing but something suspicious activities happens or something suspicious is going to be happen or it has happened. That is we call as an incident. So whenever any incident happens to these assets, we must get an alert. So how these alerts come? So these alerts come based on the monitoring system. So how are we going to monitor these assets? What are the activities happening on these assets? We're going to get an alert in the form in the tool called as the SIM here. The SIM is nothing but the security information event management. It can be like Splunk, it can be like IBM QRadar, it can be like a Rapid7, it can be like Azure Sentinel, it can be considered as logarithms and so on. There might be a multiple tools can be there, right? We as a security expert, we're going to monitor all the suspicious activities. If it is anything happens, we get an alert and we're going to take an actions to these alerts. Now, what can be a suspicious activity? For example, let's have a look on this. If I'll say the suspicious activities, when at least 3 events we have received with the same source workstations, that can be considered with a different username in just 2 minutes. Means like somebody is trying to get an access to the machine. Somebody is trying to use a different username and password to get an access to this machine. So if we get this alert, this will be considered as the malicious activity. So when we get this alert, what we're going to do is we're going to take an action. We're going to investigate on these alerts. So we'll start doing the investigation. We investigate on this. We decide that is the true positive or the false positive. The true positive, yes, there is a correct, there is some incident happens where we need to take an action here. But if it is talk about the false positive, that can be a false alarm, we can ignore that. So based on these, we have incident response. So we're going to respond to this incident. They have incident life cycles, right? We do the detections, we do that containment, we do the eradication process on that. Then we're going to do the recovery process, and we have the lesson learned systems here. So incident life cycle is a different steps again. We're going to discuss that in detail as well. So how are we going to respond to an incident? If it can be a phishing emails, it can be a malware alert, it can be any sort of incident happen. How are we going to respond to that? How we can close this ticket? So if I talk about, we are going to work on the same tools, right? So let me just give you one idea about the same tool, how it look like. So let's have a look on this. This is one of the same tools called as a Splunk Enterprise here, if you can see that. Now we're going to get the different type of data here. If you can see that, the data sources can be anything. So when we are getting the data, it can be coming from the cloud computing, it can be get from the networking devices, it can be from the operating systems, or it can be from the any other security devices. So we're going to get the different data. Even we can upload the log files and we can analyze. We can monitor different type of traffic which is getting passed. We have a different type of the dashboards here. So if I'll say you how the dashboards look like, how those informations can be there over this dashboard. Let's have a look on this. So this is the interface. This is like search it where we can search all the different type of logs here. So if I can show you the logs, how it can come, what type of the different logs we're going to receive on this. So there are the several logs we can receive. We have like different analytics, database, reports, alerts. We have a different type of the dashboard. If I click on this dashboard, let me just show you first the dashboard, one of the assets which we have it. So this is the FortiGate firewall, if we can see that. So here we want to see that this is the dashboard which have the information about the block connections, allow connections. We can see that what are the tear down connections are there, like how the informations are getting passes on that. So we're going to monitor these type of the dashboard. We're going to see that different type of the source IPs, what are the source IPs are there, what are the counts are there, what type of activities happen from that, what are the external source IPs are there. We can see the different type of the traffic that can be happens. Either it can be like the network traffic, it can be the network traffic by the protocols, traffic by the applications. We have block incoming traffic by the destination ports. So what are those ports? What are the applications we can be used? What application the traffic is coming over this? So what are those countries are there from where these traffics are coming? So we have the complete information about these dashboards. It's going to give me about the complete information about it. So in a particular areas, what we are getting it. Like if I want to see that what is happens, what the traffic is coming from the Germany, I can click on this. I can see those informations from here as well. So there are the several type of information which we are going to grab. We're going to see the different data instead. We can understand about the search queries, like how those search queries can be there. Okay. So this is how the SIM tools can be worked. If I want to investigate on a particular log, let's see that if I want to see the traffic is coming, like what are the block traffic are there. So I have one data set about it can be considered as a query. So I'm going to take one of the database as a firewall. Let me show you that. So I'm going to take the FortiGate firewall, and here I'm going to tell you all the traffic here, how the traffic can come, and from that what type of information we're going to capture. So this is the timeline where I can see the different type of traffic, when the traffic has reached, what are the informations are there. And here we can see that all the database. So what is these information is about? So these informations are going to tell us about what services we have blocked, what type of the applications is blocked. If I want to list audit, right? So if I can see that, right? If I want to see that certain traffic is blocked, so action that's blocked the traffic, right? So we have to see the block traffic and what are the source IPs are there. So I can see that something like these. So I'll get the different type of information that related to the block traffic. So this is the block traffic information we are getting it. So this is the IP addresses where we can see that which is blocked, as well as I can be able to see what are the services. So let me take about the applications first. So if I'll take the application, also it's going to list me the complete detail about those. What are those applications from where this traffic is coming. So here you can see that the services which can be getting as a telnet, SSH, SMB, TCP, right? So there are the multiple traffic types is there, right? So we're going to analyze these type of activities. We're going to see that if any applications when we have it, when we are protecting these by using these tools, like how we're going to work on these, how we're going to gather this information, what are the continuous monitoring towards the malware, intrusion prevention systems. It can be the firewall, either it can be a general traffic. So the complete information which we're going to grab and we're going to take an action from these information here. So as a security expert, whenever we have been working, we need to understand what type of information we are getting it and how we're going to protect that. So the SOC analysts are going to work on the same tools. They analyze the different type of alerts. We're going to decide that is the legitimate or the bad. If it is anything going wrong, we need to take an action. This is a very important thing. So Microsoft, I can't see any dashboard things. All right. Is that visible to now? Let me just share it again. Is that clear? Are you able to see this
Donuts. Hello, I couldn't see any dashboard.
now?
I couldn't see.
Give me 1 minute.
It's just been your logo, this tech gig.
Is it now?
I think it's still trying to share. Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. Are you able to see now, everyone?
Mm.
All right. So this is the
Thank you.
dashboard, which is no problem. Thank you very much. So this is the dashboard where we can see what are the allow connections, block connections, tear down connections, what are the external source IPs we have it, what are the external destinations IPs we have it. So what is the network traffic by action, network traffic by protocol? As we can see that, what are the traffic by applications, incoming traffic with the destination port, incoming traffic by the applications here. So there are the different type of block countries and all these information. This is an interface to the same tools where we can see that. So whatever the queries we are going to do it, whatever the informations we are going to get it. So I can see we can collect the data from multiple sources. So these data sources can be anything. It can be the cloud computing, it can be the networking devices, it can be the operating system, it can be the security devices. So we're going to gather this information from all these asset lists here. So this is the asset list, as you know, like as I said you that. Okay. So these are the asset lists as the endpoint, network devices. We can see the servers. We can see applications, database, cloud services, regularity compliance, and so on. So there are the different asset lists are there. If anything going malicious, we're going to get an alert and we're going to investigate on these alerts and we're going to take an action. What is a proper action in order to see these process and how we can mitigate these security incidents? Is that clear, everybody? Do you have any doubts still here? Suleiman, is that all clear? Just put in the chat, everyone. Say yes if it is all okay. Okay. Yes. Perfect. So as a security analyst, what we're going to do is as a security expert, when we have been working, we're going to monitor the alerts, we're going to analyze these alerts, and we decide that it's a legitimate or bad. And based on that, the action plan will be. So these security, no problem. So here we can see that the as a security specialist, if we have been working, as a SOC analyst, if we have been working, what is the major focus? We monitor the alert, we detect, we investigate, and we respond to the cyber threat. So what type of alert are getting? How we going to detect those? And what are the action plan will be there? The investigation process is very important. So we take every alert, we investigate, we'll understand the type of traffic which is passing and what information is contained in those traffic. So SOC analysts are going to work on the different SIM tools, and this is our the SIM tools which we are going to understand. We're going to focus on these tools and we're going to take an action from them. So as a security expert, what type of alerts come? There are the different types of malware alerts can be there. It can be a phishing attack. So there are the several different phishing attacks may happen that are trying to it can be a username, password, it can be the credit card information, and so on, right? That is the phishing attacks may happen. Man in the middle attack, that the user can be intercepted into the network and can get an access to the data. DOS attack, SQL injections, zero-day exploitations, that can be a possibility are there. Ransomware is again an attack which is the most common way, which can be happening. So malware, when it is been sent to the particular target mission, they'll be going to demand to pay certain ransom. So how are we going to detect these type of alerts? How are we going to investigate on these alerts? This is the most important part. Cross-site scripting. That is, again, there is the malicious links are going to inject it to the application. So how are we going to understand those? What is the pen testing is that? How are we going to penetrate those information? Drive-by the downloads, the different type of infections. It looked like a legitimate website from the hacked site, and the users one visited to these infected websites, or they click to the pages, they corrupt the element and the malware download into the system, and automatic installations may happen, and we're going to get these type of alerts. So as a security expert, we get these type of alerts, and we're going to take an action from this. So what is the major motive is here? This very important thing is that while you're going for a job, how are we going to crack these interview questions? How are we going to detect these alerts? How are we going to investigate? So as the interviewer, what type of questions they're going to ask you? The interviewers are going to ask you some questions as a real-time scenario based on these parts which I showed you that. They tell you that describe the scenario where you have successfully identified or mitigate any potential threat, right? What is the threat hunting process are there? What are the threat intelligent tools we're going to use? Like virus total, we have a different type of sandboxes, like how we can use those sandboxes, how we can put the malware and can analyze that. They're going to ask you, can you explain me how to handle the false positive in the SOC environment? What are the actions you're going to take it? They're going to ask you, walk us through the incident response lifecycle as per the NIST guidelines. What exactly you're going to do it? They're going to ask you, tell me the tools. What do your tools recommend for incident detection, containment, response? What actions you're going to do it? They're going to ask you about, can you perform any root cause analysis? Give me a complete conclusions on a root cause analysis. If they ask you, let's say, imagine a situation your machine has been got infected with the malware and you got an alert. And how are you going to investigate? How are you going to find out the root cause? So how are we going to answer those type of interview questions? That's the most important part. They're going to take you to the step, walk you to handle the ransomware attack in the enterprise environment. If it is talking about how we can protect an asset with the ransomware, what type of things is happening? What do you mean by the network security? What is the endpoint protection? Endpoint protection is example. They're going to ask you about the disk imaging, that how you're going to do the disk imaging. What do you mean by the golden image? How the endpoint security can be get designed with that golden image? What is the EPP system, the endpoint protection? What are the DLP technology we're going to add it? What are the email gateway security solutions are there? So there are we are going to discuss that step by step in detail form to grab you the complete information which is needed for the job. So we're going to do this step by step process that's all related to the real based scenario based. It's not just a theoretical concept. We're going to detect the tools like in example, if I talk about, have you ever heard about the Wireshark? Anyone? Anyone of you? Do you know anything about the Wireshark? Yeah. So the Wireshark, which passes like, the different type of traffic here. So what is this? Like, how are we going to work on this? So let me just give you an example here. If I coming here on this part, like, I can see that we have a different type of, like, the traffic is passing over here, right? So sometimes there will be an infected traffic can be there, or certain logs we get it, certain type of like cap files we get. Like, we need to investigate on this. We're going to see like, what type of data is there, how this data can be there. Let me give you one example here. Uh, Let me take one example here. Okay, here we have like, the protocol hierarchy. Over this is going to give us like, the complete information. So what type of the traffic, what type of like, the informations are there. So I'm going to take like, there is a one traffic called as a hypertext transfer protocol here. Let me just filter these traffic. Over this, I have like, the different databases, file, object. If I'll go to the HTTP, it's going to give me the information about it. So here we can see that there is a ebook.pdf, right? You can see that. So how we detect these type of like, the logs from which application it comes to. So we can save these files, we can save this file and we can investigate on these processes. We can see like, how this detections happen, from where this file is coming. Is this file is a malicious or not? And so on. So like, there are the different threat intelligence tools we are going to use in order to understand that. And that will be the complete, the practical scenarios we're going to do. Not only this is a very basic part of like, investigation, but there is an advanced cases by using the AnyDesk, or we're going to be taking like, the different type of sandbox and like, any dot run where we can see that one of the sandbox where we can use to analyze. So this is how the interview questions will be. And if I talk about like, the student who have done with us this course, like, they've been working into this top companies like EY, Essentials, KPMG, PwC, like TCS, and so on. There are a lot of companies out there where they're getting their handsome salaries on that. Let me just share some experience on that, what they say about the course. All right. So just give me a moment. Let me share that.
Hi, I'm doing the cybersecurity course with Tech Geek, and it's an amazing, very informative, and practical course. I found that not only am I gaining knowledge, but also doing practical steps that would be applicable in the job, and I highly recommend it. The tutors as well as the consultants have been very, very responsive and very accommodating for every life event. So I do recommend that you take this course. Okay.
Shout out to Iftikhar at Tech Geeks. It was a great experience. Worth every penny that I spent. Fully hands-on. Had assistance the whole time throughout the experience. Very in-depth, in detail. Helped me with building my resume, and throughout the job application process, I was assisted.
Hello everyone, my name is Waliu. I'm a former student of Tech Geek Institute in Hyderabad, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, I got to know about Tech Geek Institute on Facebook. I saw their ads on Facebook, and I picked their phone number and I reached out to one of their coordinators who helped me with registration and making payments. I started in January 2023 and I finished in May 2023. What I can say about Tech Geek is, to me, to be honest, it's a very good place for you to learn about cybersecurity, especially for people that are new in the field who is looking to break into cybersecurity. Tech Geek is a place where they will teach you from basic to the advanced. I didn't really know much about cybersecurity when I joined Tech Geek, and I was able to learn from the basic until the advanced level. All the lecturers there and the coordinators they are always ready to help. They always listen to their students in terms of questions and concerns. If you have any questions and concerns, once you reach out to any of the lecturers, they are always willing to help on time. And I would highly recommend Tech Geek to anyone who is looking to break into the field, because after the whole program, they also help with resume preparation, and they also connect with employer. And so if you're looking to break into the field, it's a place where I would highly recommend. As a matter of fact, after my own program, I also recommended a friend who is currently doing a program with them now. And I also have a lot of people who were asking me about how their program is, and they are also willing to try the school. So for me, yeah, like I said earlier, it's a very great place for you to learn about cybersecurity if you want to learn from basic to advanced, and possibility of getting a job after the course. Yeah. And they also help with interview preparation. Yeah, so I would recommend to anybody who wants to learn about cybersecurity. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good morning. Myself Mukhtar Ali. I just wanted to inform you that this training was worth every single penny, and the trainers were not only knowledgeable but they are passionate about the cybersecurity. They made learning very easy, enjoyable, and practical. The team they are providing the services are excellent. So I just highly recommend everyone to join this course. Thanks, TechGeek.
Hello everyone, myself Charan, and I completed my cybersecurity training at TechGeek, and I just wanted to take a moment to share my transformative journey with TechGeek and how this learning experience has greatly impacted my growth and understanding of the cybersecurity field. I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude to TechGeek for providing me this transformative learning experience. And it has been an incredible journey, and I'm eager to continue growing and contributing to the field of cybersecurity. So I would definitely and highly recommend TechGeek Cybersecurity to anyone who's looking to embark on a similar journey. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for giving your feedback. So this is just a sample, like we have a thousands of results, like, where the people have taken, because we just not talk about the course, we talk about the solutions, right? What type of solutions you require if you've been going for the cybersecurity jobs? Like what type of interview patterns will be there, how your LinkedIn profiles look like. So we have a complete solution right from you to get prepared with the tools, technologies, concept which is required in security. Either it can be you're setting a business, either you've been starting your job. So how it's going to be work on it? What area of experience you require? As well as we're going to give you the complete end-to-end solution that how your resume should be look like. So we have the complete CV preparation services, including with giving your LinkedIn optimizations and giving you a right way to approach you with your interviewer. Either it can be an introduction round, either you talk about your self introductions, like how it should be there, your technical round, how it should be there, your HR round, how it should be there, how the salary negotiations can be there. Every step, we're going to do the mock and we're going to make you perfect to crack these interviews. So these training is just to make you perfect and start your cybersecurity job. It's not just to do the course and keep it aside, but we want you to get a job and make it journey and get help others also to get involved in your field and can help the other people also to get a job. This is would be a focus, and we have a complete cycle which is going to be work with us. Like there are people out there in United States, the people are there in United Kingdom, Australia, Middle East, India, and there are several different people out there from Africa countries as well who have taken the course and taken the benefit of being in a part of this journey. So because the cybersecurity is a booming, and we know that either we set up a business, we invest certain things, but if it is not secure, it's not going to be survive for the longer time. So that's the reason security becomes the most important part for the people to get started the jobs, right? To protect this assets, their requirement is huge. But the people have not right skill set because the people will just train them. So we give the services, we know the requirements, how you're going to be get your profile, what area of experience you require, what are the real-time scenario based are there. So based on these experience, where you're going to grab this opportunity. Our trainings, like where the people are there, they're not just training you, but they're working in the industry. So they know things, what things are there involved in it. So this is what where we're going to take you, where we are going to help you out with the step-by-step process, which can help you to make your journey success and get understand what are the things that are there. Now comes to very important things, right? They're the big challenges where we have cracked with a lot of use cases. We made it like a blueprints, like how you can handle this. So challenges the people face when they're starting a career in cybersecurity. The first thing is that lack of required skill set, the hands-on tools, the knowledge, the experience on data security, information security. So we require the knowledge for the SIM tools, incident response, network security, cloud security, because it's the most important part if we've been going to start a career into the cybersecurity, because everything is getting migrated to the cloud. So what are those cloud securities are there? What are the data security can become either it is there on the premises or we talk about the cloud. So we're going to discuss that. So many beginners are struggling. They are doing the certification, but they have a less experience comparing with the real-time scenario. So we're going to help you out for these challenges to come out in. The second important part is that, once you got all hands on, everything is ready, but how to crack interview? Because they're going to talk to you something on the real scenarios. The technical discussions will be in a different form. So most of the candidates fail to make an impact while it is coming to the self-introduction. What things to be say, what things not to be say, like how it would be like. So we have a complete customized self-introduction process. So right from your self-introduction to the technical aspects, if they're going to ask you, we're going to help you out with the real world security scenarios, how the threat hunting models can be happen, what type of the most possible questions are they going to ask you while you be there on interview. This is the complete guidance where we are going to give you. So this is from the everything is barrier about how you act like an experienced person, because we are going to do everything with real based scenarios. So this is the most possible ways are there where we can clear interview and we can get start a career. So we have a different type of references if you're required. We can work out with the several experience. If you're required an experience during this job and things, you want the references for that experience. Also, we have the solution. So it's not just a course, but it's a complete solution to get you into the job here. So this is what I want you to tell you. Now, if you ask me, what are the requirements to become a cybersecurity expertise? Is the prerequisite that you need to have a programming language? No, it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about the programming aspect. You don't know how to write the code, that's absolutely okay. Because we're going to take you from scratch and there's no coding is required while you've been there into it. The second important part, if you ask me, my education background is not technical, but I need to get a job in cybersecurity. Yes, of course, it's possible. It's possible only with the help of your skill set. Now, the system of hiring is getting changed. The people are more focused on certification than their academic, if I talk about it. They'll see what skill set you have. Is that the skill set can be an added value for their services? Then obviously they're going to hire you. The other important thing is that, as we know, All the companies want to secure their data. Everybody, if you talk about the Google, if you talk about Facebook, if you talk about like there's a plenty of breaches out there. There's hundreds of data breaches out there. Like how are we going to mitigate that? How are we going to secure that? That's the most important part, you know. So we are going to guide you every step, like how we can come with that, how we can secure all this data. That's the reason we can consider that this is a global job market and trading with the high paying salary. The average salaries in UK which gets start with the 30 euro. That's a very simple salary, up to 55, 80 euro per hour, like you know, where the people are being able to get that very easily. There's a home-based jobs, like you know, most of this, like you know, remote jobs are there. So there is a hybrid culture. So most of it are remote jobs. So there's a very comfort and like you know, it's never-ending jobs. I can say that it's not project-based. It's all your skill-based, right? How you have the skill set and like how it's going to be help to get started. So I want you to say that how it's going to be started. The live sessions that will be interactive sessions. We're going to just start from the networking concept. That's absolutely from scratch to advanced. We're going to discuss everything about networking. You don't need to be half pre-requesting about the networking concept. So we're going to take you from scratch. We're going to talk everything about the SOC analyst. If you've been working from scratch to advanced, what things is there, how we're going to investigate, how we're going to mitigate the security incident, what type of actions we're going to apply. So all those are the practical scenarios. We're going to talk about the cloud security by using the Azure Sentinel. So we're going to take the focus on the Microsoft product. So how to build like, you know, firewalls, how to get an alert from those firewalls, how we're going to investigate. Everything is live. We're going to set up lab and we're going to do the practical on this. And last but not the least, which is very important, we're going to guide you every step about the interview preparations. We have one personal consultant, like, you know, come with your profile. Whatever the questions, whatever the queries, whatever the process you need it, our team is there. Our dedicated assignment manager will be there. The placement cell manager will are going to begin assign you, which are going to work on this. They're going to see that what are the things where you're lacking, and they're going to connect with us. We're going to connect with the expertise in order to resolve all the issues, what is going to be done. So this is what the complete part. But here we are not going to end, but for you, we're going to give you some gift with this job, with this course. That is like, you know, the web ethical hacking and the web pen testing. These are the course are going to get you the completely free of cost if you're going to enroll with this course with this batch. So this is the value is very high. All the lab setup, everything, all the videos are recorded. You'll be getting access to the lifetime video access for these courses where you can do your practice and make it more upgrade yourself after doing like SOC environment. So it's not just a blue team, but also you get something about the red team, which can help you to get understand everything which is needed as a cybersecurity expertise. So this is where we are doing it. So this course, which we're going to cover the tools, some of listed here, the Splunk, IBM Curator, Rapid7, Wireshark, Microsoft Azure Sentinel, how to create a ticket using the Jira, how the ticket can be get assigned. We're going to discuss about like threat intelligence tools, like how the threat intelligence tools are there, like what are this involvement, like how we're going to investigate on this threat intelligence model. So we're going to discuss that in detail to get you everything about the cybersecurity because it's the current and the next big market, you know. So we're going to straight away start these sessions and make you like, you know, understand everything which is required as a security solution. Got it? So guys, this is the part where we're going to like, you know, discuss, we're going to make you like, you know, understand about this course. So the course is going to start like, you know, straight away with this, like mostly we are going to start this course in coming 2 days, right? So mostly like we are going to start this timing as like, you know, on 10th, we are starting this batch, all right? So the 10th regarding the timing, you will get the complete confirmation. We have very limited batches, like, you know, we do only 5 to 10 people in this batch. So already the 4 seats has been got reserved. So we have 6 pending results, and it's all depends upon your decision. If you want you to get start your career, we are there to help you out with every step. Hand holding help will be there till you get placed in the company. So you get in all the sessions are recorded. You get lifetime access to these recording as well. The live sessions are going to get recorded, and you'll be getting to get an access to recording for this session. If you have any doubts regards to this, please feel free to ask me any questions if you have it. Is there any questions? Anybody have it? Please feel free to answer me. You can ask me any sort of questions if you have it through the text, or you can unmute your call and you can ask me. I'm there live for next 5 minutes more. Is there any questions from anybody else? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh, my question is in the chat, please.
Yeah. Yes, of course. The first most important thing is that when it comes to the certifications, I want to make it clear you that, see, the certification is always will be an advantage for the today's market, but if you have a certifications, will be a less chance to get a job than if you don't have the skill set. That's the most important. If you have a skill set plus the certifications on that, it means you have the more chances to get start your career. So what I suggest you during this course also 70 to 80% of concept you're going to cover that is related to the security certification, that the CompTIA Security Plus, if you talk about it, that is a very easily you can track with this. We're going to guide you every step when it is required the certification sample. Any other questions from anybody else? If you have it, please feel free to ask me. Nero, is that clear? Nero SOC, is that clear? Sorry, your name, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get what you were saying. I think I was trying to adjust my network.
All right, these certifications is very important. May I know your good name, please, brother?
You said?
May I know your good name, please?
My name?
Yeah.
Oh, my name is Alabaneri. I'm in UK.
Okay. Alabani, what
Do
I
you want me
want
to
you to tell
type
you
my
that,
name? Do you want me to
yeah,
type my name?
that will be great.
Okay. I just sent you my name now.
Okay, Alabani. Okay.
Yeah, the last being my surname. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's
Okay.
fine. See, when it comes to the certifications, I'll tell you that, right? Many people have certifications, but they fail to get a job, right? They fail to clear an interview. That's the most important part. What I want you to make it a difference. One guy having a good skill set, one guy have only the certification. So the guy who have only the skill set can have a more chance to get a job than the person have the certification. At the end, he may get the more calls, but he not be able to crack interview. The person who have a skill set may get the less call, but he can be cracked the interview. This is the most important part. Now comes to the certification, what we suggest you, like the security plus. The security plus,
Okay.
which can be getting added, and with this course, 80% of concept is going to be covered. So it's quite easy for you to clear interview as well as can crack your certifications also. So you require some resources, which we're going to guide you every step what is required in the certification for the security plus. So the complete guidance for the security plus certification, along with the skill set, is going to be covered in this course.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
My other question is, okay, I just sent my second question. I think that's the last question.
Yeah, please. It will be the live session. The live sessions are going to be get record, and you've been going to get an access to this recorded video as well. Because sometimes you may miss the class. So you have a lifetime access to the recording, what we are doing the live.
Oh, because the information I got earlier before joining this, class was that it's just going to be a recorded class strictly. So I was a bit confused that, it can't just be a recorded class only, that there should be a live class, but you've been able to clarify that for me now. Thank you.
Yeah, this is all the live sessions. As we are doing the interactions, you're going to have complete interactions with us, and the same class will be get recorded, because in some case you can miss some session. Someday you might be busy or something like that. So you have
Yeah,
a recording, you can go through with it, or you want revisions, you can go through with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Sorry for that. You can stop me, you can pause me, you can control my speed. Suleiman, there's no problem for that. We have a very short time, and need to be talk many things. So that's the reason. It's an introduction session. So don't worry about that. Like, the speed and control will be very understandable, and we're going to have it constant. It's only about the interaction. But you can stop me, you can pause me, you can say me talk slowly. There's no problem. It's about the time limit, where it's an introduction. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Banuru, is that clear?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The grand scheme of things, it's really just a nail salon.
All right. So is there any other questions somebody have it? Please feel free to ask me.
Okay. Well, the last
Yeah.
question, my last question will be, when is the class starting, and the financial commitment, and how do we make the payment? Do we have to pay all, or are we allowed to pay in installments? How is the arrangement for the payment, and when is the class starting? I think that's my last question.
Yeah.
No.
Class is going to be start on the 10th September. Okay.
Oh,
So the
in
10th
2 days
September.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 10th September, we are going to start the session. And regarding the commercial, we already have decided based on the UK currencies, you'll be getting through the text message, what would be the currency. And obviously, it's up to you, if you want to go ahead with the one payment, you can go with the one payment, or we can have two breaks. So mostly,
Okay.
if it is not comfortable for you to go ahead and pay it one time, so we can make it with the 2 times. Okay. So there are the 2 times you can pay, 2 breaks you have. The equal break will be decided by you. Okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, all right. So, Mr. Umar, can you just put in the chat link? I think the Umar is live. We're going to have one more session live. Okay. That is mostly tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we are planning one more session before you take a decisions, or you want me to be that. So I want Mr. Umar, can you please put in the chat link to the people who are there, want to get enroll, can join the group.
I can't fall in love with anyone like this.
Can you hear me, Umar? Mr. Umar, are you there?
Look pretty.
So what did you say?
There's an admin team. I'm talking to them.
Okay. Please kindly hide me, please.
Yeah, sure. I have shared the link. My admin have shared the link in the chat, the Zoom chat. Please click on this and can join the group for all the updates, regards to that.
Okay.
If you already. Is this the yeah? This is the link is there. Sorry.
Don't worry, I will accept it. Whichever way you call it, pronounce it, I will accept.
Thank you. Everyone's ready. Everyone's going to be surprised. Is that right? Okay. Let's go.
Hello. I'm in already.
Yeah. It might be yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay. Any other questions for Innocent, Suleiman, Anam Khan? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Next 2 minutes, we are going to end this meeting. Related to any areas, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask me.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. Get changed. Okay. There should be some workout clothes. Not these.
Thank you, Anam. No problem.
Stop. You can't dress like that. Put dogs in a jar. What? Sorry, I'm hungry. Over there.
All right. So that's all for today's session, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to meet you and really enjoy talking to you guys. Have a great day. All the best for your coming future. And pleasure to see you on board and we can see more detail about that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a
Yeah,
great day. Bye, everybody.
thank you. Mm.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mm.